This is Scott Hall, and that's Steve Harrison. And then they're also going to tell us some other things that they offer in their office.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thanks so much. And this is kind of a flashback to freshman speech, where you have the team up for the show and tell, but
group project.
Group project. So we'll do a little, with some of the tech issues, we're going to do a little improvising. In economic development, we say our motto is Semper Gumby, always flexible. Applies the same to the entrepreneur world. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate while Steve does the talking. So.
Absolutely, thanks, Scott. So as you probably know from talking with Ray and hopefully from seeing us at various places, our mission in economic development is to attract and retain businesses here in Virginia Beach in order to stimulate capital investment and to create jobs in the city. And so to do that, in a lot of ways, we're the marketing arm or the marketing agency of the city of Virginia Beach. And we have to take our message on the road, not only to businesses here in Virginia Beach, but all around the world. We go to Europe, we go to Asia, to spread the word that Virginia Beach is a good place to do business. And so to do that, we used to, in the old days, have to have boxes of paper brochures and profiles and things sent to the location we were going to be, which is cumbersome. People throw it away immediately as soon as you're done, and it's something that is not as dynamic or interesting. And so kind of in this digital age, we wanted to look at what we could do to change things up to be dynamic and innovative and to go to our audience where they are. And at this point, most people are on a mobile device on the web. And so we looked at our website analytics, and we discovered that the vast majority of the people that were viewing our website were viewing it on an Apple device. And so we thought, okay, so we've got to go there. And so that's why we created this Yes Virginia Beach iPad app. We think that it is the first of its kind in the United States, and it is a truly interactive look at Virginia Beach from a satellite point of view. So instead of just looking at something on a static map, we allow you to kind of create your own map and play with it your own way, and make Virginia Beach, and not only Virginia Beach, but the Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia region, whatever you need it to be for your business. So as you see here on the homepage, it shows you kind of where we are in relation to other major cities along the East Coast, because from our audience's perspective, some people may not even be that familiar with the United States and the geographic size of it. So that's one of the first things we always try to show people is, okay, where are we within the United States? So that's the first thing you see. And then you can tap on it, and it takes you down into Virginia Beach. So as you can see, it's really a satellite overview of the city, and it has layers that you can toggle on and off based on what you want to know. It has business district information as far as the strategic growth areas that you've heard about in the city, the Pembroke SGA, the Burton Station strategic growth area, the Hilltop strategic growth area, so that when we're discussing these things and using this terminology, you can understand what it actually looks like and where it's physically located in the city. Sorry, it's a little harder to see that from this smaller vantage point. But you can also read a little bit about it. So see the types of businesses that exist in that area, what the character of that corridor is, and how the city sort of envisions it going forward. But you can also look at things that may help your business. We have a variety of layers that speak to the colleges and universities in the area, such as Stratford right here, all the way up to William and Mary on the north. We basically did this as a regional app, so it has information for the entire Hampton Roads MSA, not just the city of Virginia Beach, because the assets that exist in the region are available to every business, no matter where you are geographically located within an individual city. We also have population information about each city so that you can see the size of the market. We have information about the school system here in Virginia Beach and the different high schools and the academies that are there. The newest one being the Business and Entrepreneurial Academy at Kimsville High School, which I think is a really great asset that we're going to have here to help folks like yourselves and help us. And so really you can interact with Virginia Beach in a way that you couldn't even do on a website. And that's through touch, that's through logging onto the websites of the individual schools, businesses, universities. And it's also just a more fun way to interact with data, because one of our jobs is to push as much data out about Virginia Beach as we can. But a lot of times, I mean, it's somewhat white noise if you just send someone a spreadsheet of, these are the 12 universities in the region that you need to know about. But if you can put it on a board and say, okay, these are the universities that are going to be closest to you if you work here in Virginia Beach, but here are the ones that you can actually access.
Or the beer trail.
Or the beer trail.
You know, some people study in a traditional classroom, some people study in a more relaxed classroom.
And the beer trail is the newest layer on the app, actually. We are constantly kind of changing and evolving the app, and so as it has been out there, we've asked people like, what's missing, what layers do you not see, and we kept getting, where can I find craft beer? So we added the beer trail, and Green Flash obviously being sort of a cornerstone of the market coming online here this year. But there's information about attractions from parks in the city to Busch Gardens. So really, we want somebody who maybe has never even set foot in Hampton Roads to feel like they understand this market after they're using this app. And I think one of the coolest things about the app is the ability to search for property within the city of Virginia Beach. And so you can actually put in specific criteria that you need. Let's say you need a 10,000 square foot warehouse. You can put those criteria in and search for all available commercial real estate in Virginia Beach. And it'll come up as a PDF that you can email to yourself or save on your iPad. So you really don't have to go to the website or go anywhere else to use this app. It's fully functional. It is designed to be a one-stop shop. I think a lot of times, and especially in our profession, the app that people will put out is a static PDF. It's just something that is supplemental information. This is designed to be a fully functional device. And so see, there's an example of a property search feature. Another thing that you can do is just look at demographics. Obviously, specifically for maybe retailers, that's very important. So what we did was look at it from the perspective of a 20-minute drive time. So if you locate in, let's say Pembroke, how many people can I reach within a 20-minute drive time? What are the average household incomes? What are the various number of households? What's the median age? Maybe you have a product that skews younger, and so you want to look at a place where, okay, where are the people in this region that are maybe on the younger side, or maybe skews older, so you want to go to that area. So really, we try to make it so that you can find what works for you, be it by zip code or business district. And then we've also got some static information as far as business costs, the workforce, and things that are designed more to lead you back to the website and give you that data that is a little bit less interactive, but still very important if you're looking to establish a business here. And then it talks about kind of how we've arrived at our target industries, which are the ones that we specifically focus on in our efforts to expand and diversify the economy. And so really, I think it's a fun, interactive way to sort of visit Virginia Beach digitally. And the International Economic Development Council awarded us an award last year for our new media for this app, and so we're very proud of that. And really, it's kind of the cornerstone of our digital marketing campaign, which not only involves the app, but also has iBooks. And I would highly recommend that you look at iBooks if you're looking for a way to push information out there in a cost-effective and digitally advanced way, because iBooks are free to create if you have a Mac. There are existing templates and things that Apple pushes out there. I think it costs $100 a year to become an Apple publisher. So really, for a very small price, you can have a powerful tool that you can use. So we use the Community Profile is a 56-page magazine that we publish every year, but we turned it into an iBook where you can pull the maps out, look at the maps in a more interactive fashion. We've embedded videos in it, so you've got videos of our CEOs and presidents of different companies. So here's a video of Ronnie Thomas, the president of Lifetime Health. So it allows us to take our business leaders with us.
I live here in the area with my wife and 2 kids.
So we strive to push this type of information out there in a new way. We advertise it on platforms where people will be more likely to use it. So we advertise on Twitter. We have what we call a geofencing campaign. So we went to the Biomedical International Show in June in San Francisco, and we did what's called a geofence around the 2 blocks surrounding the convention center. So the people that are at that convention and within a radius of the convention center will see ads from Virginia Beach, specifically about bio, and I think specifically to the bio website. And in the 5 days of that convention, traffic to the website increased exponentially. It went from a few hits a day. The week before, because it was sort of a slower time, it's the beginning of summer, we were getting 500 hits a day. And you know that that's the audience that you're looking for too, because they're at that conference. And so I think it's a really cool way to hit people exactly where they are and to find your audience. And then, when they come here, we hope that they say, okay, Virginia Beach is tech savvy, Virginia Beach is digitally enhanced and is forward thinking. And so that's really one of the reasons why we're doing this as well, because we want people to understand that this is a community of entrepreneurs like yourselves and people who are driving the innovation economy forward.
Just following up on that, about our digital online marketing and advertising. Using targeted native advertising online, we have seen our ads, online ads, engagement levels 38% above the industry average, and call to action rate of about over 300% above the network average. So it works. And the big thing, as you know, is being strategic with how you place, where you place, what the messaging is. We also have last year we released what we call our Millennial Video, non-traditional economic development video about Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads, kind of based on the Dollar Shave Club model. We have that linked to our native advertising, and we're seeing 46% of the viewers watch the entire 4-minute video, which we think is pretty incredible. So it's having the right content, marketing it, placing it in the right places, and just being patient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else you guys want to wrap up with before we open for questions?
Not on the digital, yeah.
I'll turn it over to you to talk a little bit about small businesses.
Yeah, well, we can do Q&A on the digital first, and then we can talk a little bit about small business.
Let's give it a round of applause. And then Scott, we'll turn it over to you to talk more about
Rundown of economic development in Virginia Beach. We are a city department, as I said, staff of 18, broken down into several areas. Business development that works with targeted industries. We've got a business development managers, actually, or each interacts with city school system, higher education providers, other workforce development providers, and private industry to make sure that the workforce needs are taken care of. And that also includes a Grow Smart program, which starts at really prenatal care for single moms, all the way up until the child is like 5 years old. Those are the most important years of life. Works with daycare providers to help them get certification and access to the program. So we really do try to be a full service staff. And while we know that the headlines always go towards the big projects, the international projects, like San Diego from Spain or the ADPs. In reality, most of our time is spent with small companies. In Virginia Beach, for instance, looking at the Virginia Employment Commission statistics, 33% of all startup activity in the region takes place in Virginia Beach. Chesapeake is next with 16%, Norfolk 13%, Newport News 8%, Hampton 7.6%. And this is in a region that the Brookings Institution ranks as number 19 in the U.S. for startup activity. So that's a good message. And unfortunately, shame on us that we haven't done a good enough job telling that story locally. And that's a new focus for us coming into this next fiscal year, to do more local outreach so that people know what's happening here and also the services that are available from our office. You look again at some of the misperceptions that are out there in the community. Over the last 5 years, business expansions accounted for 65% of all growth in Virginia Beach. Another interesting fact, 95% of all businesses in Virginia Beach have fewer than 50 employees. So we are a small business center. 25% of the announcements over the past 5 years were by SWAM certified companies, or and SWAM, small women and minority businesses, or it also includes veteran-owned service disabled businesses. And most announcements were 10 or fewer jobs. If you looked at the rate of incentives, SWAM certified companies We're incentivized at twice the rate as non-swing certified companies, so we really are trying to work with our small and swing business community. We've adapted our local incentive program, which is a grant that's based on employment, jobs created, average salaries, and capital investment. Up until about 5 years ago, the program was really geared towards capital investment being made by companies. And in today's economy, you're investing in people and technology, more than knowledge. So we adapted the program to allow us more flexibility to help technology-intensive companies that are hiring new employees. And it can be, if you're hiring 5 new employees, the program can help with that. Flexibility to help with that. Also, a citywide incentive that's really an entitlement is the business license fee incentive. To all new companies that open in the city of Virginia Beach, your first 2 taxable years, your business license rate is capped at $50 a year, as long as you generate $100,000 in revenue. So again, something else to help new companies and people-based employees. There are a lot of resources. We work closely with Zach now. We're launching the 1004 program making it available to our small companies. We've got doing it on a pilot basis right now. We've got 10 subscriptions, and what we do is there's some material in front of you. We're going to start accepting applications, and we'll make it available to companies that are accepted. Go for a 6-month free subscription, and then we'll just continue on with that. We do a variety of workshops, seminars. Million Cups is a big part of what we do. It's support. It's really about networking and getting our name out there and being responsive to the business community. We're in the process of updating our website to make it more acceptable and accessible for small businesses. That's one of the big problems that we found. There's a lot of talk out in the community. There's no support for small businesses. Well, there actually is, but there's so many programs, but you have to spend tons of hours looking for them. There's not really a lot of centralized portals for small businesses and entrepreneurs. So that's what we're really focusing on this year, is redesigning our small business portion of our website to make it easier for small businesses and entrepreneurs to use.
All right, let's give Scott a round of applause.